Hello, my babies. It's a beautiful sunny day, my lovelies, and I just came to have a look if these girls and the boys okay. The one in the back has been struggling a bit. She has an enlarged udder, and I think there's no sign that she's in kit, but we'll keep a close eye on her. And she was lying down, so I just spotted that and came to see if they're okay. And here's the little darling Lily. Hello, my girl. Hello. And you, Mr. Billy Goat. And hello, Lucy. Hello, my darling. He's so sweet. He's so sweet. Hey. So yes, it looks like they're all well. Yeah, it's almost a week since we buried Lulu, Peaches. Sorry, Lulu was another darling animal I had many moons ago. She must be here with me at the moment. And so it's been almost a week that we laid Peaches to rest. And they're all doing pretty well. The next day it was quite, it was just such a, what can I say, such an interesting moment. I found Lily and her sister lying on the pallet that we laid down by Peaches' grave. They were actually lying on top of the pallet, right atop Peaches, for hours, and it was so heartwarming. And yeah, it's just interesting how life works, isn't it? We have so much to learn from these beautiful creatures that shares this earth with us, and it's something you cannot explain to somebody unless you sit down and you make the effort to try and understand them as well, or if, not even try and understand them, just let them be. And sometimes the thoughts just comes to you, you know. And it's amazing how they trust me and allow me just to be in their presence. Sometimes I just walk out into the paddock and I just sit down and they come to me and they just choose in that time and moment to come and join me. And I always thank them for that. It's, you know, it's just that inner knowing that they're all part of this earth, and they're all creatures, you know. We might not think they are as sentient or as wise as we are, but we just don't understand, you know. We don't understand their language, and maybe it's something that we can respect them for and say, you know, we might not understand you, but we'll give you light, and the sun can shine on you as well, because you are just a moment in time like we are, occupying this space on earth. And you know, we all will move on and you know, go on a journey, and we just need to allow these creatures to absolutely be, you know. That's it. You don't have to do something special. And I can guarantee you, when you start developing that mindset, you start to see so much beauty, you know, so much beauty. You have to lay down before you go to bed at night. You lie down and you have to think, what is the beauty that came my way today? What is the beauty that revealed itself to me today? Mine was just standing and the goats see me and they just come and say hi. It's a small thing, but it makes my day. And so knowing they're well, I can go back and do my work, and you know, my heart is rested and at peace, knowing that no harm has come to any one of them that are in my care. And yeah, what you see here is the crows. So in order to suppress the weeds, I've planted, a couple of months ago, I planted the Tuscan blue rosemary. I absolutely love the way it grows straight up. You can see the Tuscan blue as opposed to your regular rosemary, which is that bush there. And I will take this bush and replant it somewhere else where there's got a bit more space to go really big and strong, and I will replace that with Tuscan blue. You can see how beautiful upright they grow. And yes, and there's this mess. So I put, to suppress the weeds, I put some cardboard down. So I put mulch, cardboard, and more mulch. And of course, as the cardboard starts breaking down, the earthworms start coming up and eat some of the cardboard. And it's just an amazing thing. If you lift the cardboard up, you cannot believe the amount of earthworms. So it's a very good way of suppressing weeds and also allow the, provide some food for the organisms in the soil, the aerobic organisms. I mean, it's good to take care and start looking at the soil microbiome and know that the more organic aerobic organisms you have in your soil, the better nutrients it can basically make available, process and make available to the roots of the plants. Whereas the anaerobic, a lot of diseases stem from that. So it's in your best interest to improve that top soil layer and aerate it as much as possible. But anyway, so I've got these crows. It's a family of 7 members, and they regularly come in the morning and in the afternoon, and they literally they scratch and scratch and they look for these beautiful earthworms, right? Look at that. I love when I see these beautiful mushrooms. I love it because that's a good sign that there's mycelium in the garden and in the soil. And so they form these networks underground that help to transport the nutrients as the aerobic organisms break them down into the ground. And so what I want to show you very quickly is just what these birds have been up to. When I come around, I'll take some footage of them. But I mean, you can see here, there's a lot of scratching happening everywhere. I leave them because I do aerate the soil, but unfortunately, they also make a lot of work. You can see all of this here is what they've actually dug up. And this cottage is on Airbnb, and every time when people come, I have to do a massive cleanup of dug up cardboard. You can see there. And it's where the bees are drinking. And it looks like a good day. The bees are coming out and they do some cleansing flight, meaning that they take all debris out of the hive and they come, they fly out and they drop it away from the hive, never at the hive entrance, but literally away from the hive. So on a sunny day, they will just fly out, drop some debris, have a look and see what pollen and nectar, if any, are available, and come back. So these guys are pretty, they are really active. I can see a little bit of pollen going in, which is amazing that they can even find it in July, in winter in Australia. And that is a really good indication. I mean, there's not a lot of pollen. Oh, there's a fair amount. Look at the one just trying to go in. You'll see it in a minute. Can you see that? So that's a very good sign of a healthy hive, meaning that they're building up their food stores for when the queen starts laying active again in spring, and making sure that there's enough food in the hive. Now, a while back, I did find that there's a little bit of air, too much air going in underneath, because there's a mesh at the bottom board, and so I've just put some bricks around to reduce the airflow and help these guys stay warm. And look again there, look at the mushrooms. This all started to happen when I started feeding mulch into the very poor soil, and you can see how beautiful. How beautiful. The mushrooms are actually, and I know that there's a really good network of nutrients now going into the soil. I basically leave I have dug up most of this to establish the wildflower garden, and there's a lot more to be digging. But around the beehives, I leave with this grass. It's sort of a sown grass. It dies very quickly in a drought, but it at least keeps the soil together and ensure that there's not a lot of mud splashing when it rains. And this is thankful to my eager gardeners. I have to talk to them and say, this is enough, guys. You have to calm down. Anyway, let them be, let the birds be birds. This is saying, if you believe you're a bird, you're a bird. Unless you're an elephant, then believe you're an elephant. So believe that you are a good person, and then you will become one. Okay, my darlings, you take care of yourself. And today, my beauty is that I am absolutely so grateful for the beautiful sun that's come out, for allowing the bees to fly out and clean their hives, and for me to just feel the sun's rays on my skin. Now tonight, my darlings, have a look and think, what are you grateful for? What have you done today that makes you love you? Okay, what did you do that's special for you? Take care. Bye-bye.